Hey everybody, this is Scoots. Couple question corner questions about stats came up, some of which I answered, some of which I got to double check. Also, a reminder of a few things. Vote. There's a poll up on Patreon now. Make sure you vote in the poll. If you're a patron, or even if you're a free patron, you can still vote in it. It's kind of on future content and stuff like that. Make sure you're a part of our Discord for episode discussions and questions. The Discord is actually the best place to ask those. And it's free to join. It's part of Patreon. Super simple to join. And there's maybe some misconceptions about Discord, but Discord's actually like not social media. It's just a place where it's just a community hub, just like a forum would be. Okay, that's all those. Okay, so questions on stats. A couple questions came up on stats. I think I answered them in the first video, but one I did not, which is like, and this is like was a free listener asking this, is like, does using the sleep timer impact our show at all? And no, it doesn't, because it's just interesting to see that people fall off at 30, 45, and 60 minutes, but it doesn't negatively impact our show because we don't get paid for listens anyway. We only get paid for listeners that take action. So the Sleep With Me's listeners support it. So it means like our sponsors don't only base their support. I mean, the way we quantify it is by how many people listened, but then they use those numbers to say how many people downloaded our free app, or how many people bought a mattress, or how many people bought a pillow. And then they decide if they want to keep working with the show based on if they made money or not. That's what direct response means. So those kind of statistics are just interesting as far as like informing how I make the show. And usually it's like, oh, the show's still working because, like I said in the other stats, Sleep With Me gets listened to over 100% completion rate, which means that people are listening to the episodes over and over again. Some listeners, and if you're a free listener and you listen to episodes over and over again, please consider supporting the show. Because we could use your support, and you clearly get a lot out of it, even if it's the same episode. Yeah, it would mean a lot because like if our average episodes gets a completion rate of probably like 126%, that's means that people are listening to that episode a lot, because there's also people that only listen to the episode for a few minutes or less, that bail, that never listen to Sleep With Me again. So anyway, those are two of the stat questions. Let me see if there was other. I thought I had a couple other ones. Oh, some Faith asked, would this cause me to cut Patreon content? Looking at the stats, no. I mean, the most disturbing stat I saw when I looked at the Patreon content was that only about a third of our patrons are regularly listening to the episodes, which is just really bad. That kind of shows why we're losing patrons. The most likely way we lose a patron is either people's life circumstances change, they grow out of listening to the podcast, or they don't consume the bonus content and they start to their credit card declines, or they start to say, hey, what am I paying this Patreon for? Because they're not enjoying the richness of the bonus content, which is super easy to set up. Sleepwithmepodcast.com/patron feed. Log into your account, click allow at the Acast for Patreon screen, and pick your podcast app from the list. It's that easy. And most more and more patrons are saying that they're listening in the Pocket Cast app and just using Pocket Cast as a Sleep With Me only app for the bonus content. I think that's it on stats. Let me see. Is there any other questions? I don't see any other. I thought there was one other stats question. But yeah, I think that's it. If you have a stats question, just post it, and I'll try to answer it. Thanks, everybody.